welcome to another Mad Hatter review. I am very excited because I am reviewing the first two action figures from a new line. Not just a new line, but for me, the first review from a new company, okay? Jada Toys, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to say, what am I going to go with? I'm going to go with Jada, okay? And it is the Street Fighter RYU and FEI LONG. I got these at Target. I did a video where I checked 4 Targets searching for these. I actually checked a lot more Targets searching for these. Some toy tubers, they get their stuff handed to them.
I gotta thank Omar G for sending this thing over to me because none of my Targets have them in stock. Anyway, thank you so much.
And then some guys got a hunt, that's me. But I was able to find this RYU and FEI LONG, and man, what a moment when I did, because I have been so curious to check these out. I have been a long time Street Fighter lover pretty much all my life. Street Fighter 2, grew up with that game in the arcade. Remember, you put the quarters on the arcade when you wanted to play next. That was me, all right? And I wasn't that good at Street Fighter 2. I was much better at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I still love it. I still have tons of nostalgia for this game. I still have the figure somewhere. I was all in on the SOTA line, if you remember that, the Street Fighter line. That was a great line. It was pretty comprehensive, I think. They came out with everybody. Towards the end of that line, got a little funny. Quality kind of dropped off. I did not really get into Storm collectibles, although I want to, but the price is high. But speaking of price, these guys are only 25 bucks, and I have a hunch that the quality far exceeds that price tag. So I want to open these up. Before we do that, let's just take a look. There's tons of glare, but let's just take a look at the arcade packaging right here. FEI LONG and RYU. Now, these are the only two guys that are out. The pre-order for Chun-Li just went up at retailers, so you can lock her in. These are out in stores, but they're not out. The retailers have not shipped yet. So I actually ran into the guy who, I forgot his name, but the guy who runs Jada Toys at Frankensons, and he did say that the reason these are not fully stocked in Target is because, I don't want to misquote him, but it was something like because they were sort of unproven at Target, they could not fulfill like a ton of orders. So that's why it's kind of limited now. But hopefully, if these are good, as they progress, they can get more in stock, and obviously the retailers will be shipping these soon. But I did want to mention that. So RYU, FEI LONG. On the side, you got RYU, FEI LONG, Cammy, and then on the other side right here, you get Vega and T-Hawk right there. Take a look at the back, and you have the arcade roster. Both of them are the same, so I'll just put this here to the camera. And you got RYU, Evil RYU, Ken, Evil Ken, and just all of these guys right here that hopefully they make and make them to scale. I think that's the key with Street Fighter is when you have them all in a row, they gotta scale well. Because if you have like Zangief and he's almost the same size as RYU or FEI LONG, that doesn't work. So hopefully Jada knows that. I'm sure they do. They seem like smart guys at the Jada factory over there. So without further ado, I wanna open these guys up. I wanna see what they look like together. And I wanna see, is this the start of a new line, okay? Oh no, if it is, that's money out of my pocket. Although, $25 each, again, if the quality is good, that's where do you find that now, okay? I mean, you get Hasbro, G.I. Joe classified, but Hasbro's a giant company. You don't really see smaller companies price their stuff that well. So very, very curious to open these. And on the subject of opening these, let's get to it, and I'll see you there. All right, and welcome back. Holy shit, check it out. Just like the sprites, all right? If you remember the Street Fighter 2 video game, you remember their battle stance, FEI LONG, RYU. I mean, I'll put the side by side. It's there. It's right on the money. So this review, if you don't want to just see a lot of gushing and fawning over these figures, then you may want to, I don't know, tune away. But don't do that. Just stick around because, man, I love these figures. So let's just kind of get them all posed up proper. All right, RYU and FEI LONG from the Jada Toy series, and I love these. I think these are so cool. They are fun to pose. They are fun to look at. The sculpting is on point. It has that like Marvel vs. Capcom style, that almost like cartoony Capcom style that that I love, man, and it's really hard. These are quality figures for their price. Okay, when you feel them in hand, when you touch them, you can see right away, and they're so easy to pose. They do not feel flimsy. They do not feel like they're just gonna break off in your hand. Paint applications are really clean. I love the different skin tones. I love the faces. I'll go through accessories in a second, but let's just kind of go through these and just through the articulation. And I'll do some poses at the end because you have to really see the posing to just appreciate these guys and what they can do. Because yeah, these are nice, man. I think I wish I could compare it to my Sota figures, but I have them boxed up. But I feel like these are nicer, man. I mean, just from the butterfly joints and the paint applications and the sculpts are just a lot nicer, a lot more game accurate. So let's go ahead and just start with Ryu real quick. Love the job they did on his face. Okay, I love the hair, the sculpting of the hair, the paint on there. Again, it's just that cartoonish Marvel vs. Capcom kind of a style. You got the gi. The gi has like some nice texture on there. Some nice texturing in like the biceps too. There's some vein work. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to punch in. I love the belt. By the way, I didn't realize this, but the gi and the belt do come off. If you just kind of take this off like so, that will pop off, and then you can kind of have sexy shirtless Ryu. Check this out. Check out the abs. Kind of reminds me of me. And take the whole thing off. This plastic is just like really, really soft. This belt is really soft. I wish it came with that bearded Ryu as a head. You can go full on sexy Ryu, but I just thought that was a cool little detail. Kanji on the belt is really, really nice. Kanji, right? Did I do it right? You know what? As a guy who used to watch like Dragon Ball Z and all that shit, you'd think I would know that. But yeah, you got the bottom of the gi, which they're probably going to reuse this a lot for like Ken and Nakuma. And then just the back right here. I love the creases in the gi. That's really nice too. And the crease right here, the headband, and yeah, the musculature, painting, the sculpt, the whole thing. I'm just loving this thing. In terms of articulation, tons and tons of articulation. Let's just go through it. Head up. Okay, head down. Check this out. You got the neck right here. It separates, so you get all that goodness. You get right here, you can see it's like a butterfly joint. All right, it's stopped a little by the gi, but not by much. You get the double elbows and the wrists and the hinge on there. When I took off the shirt, you can see that he kind of has that rock and that swivel, although it is going to be somewhat restricted when you have the gi on, but you know, there's nothing they could really do about that. You get a very, very extreme waist rotation right there. You get the thighs that go this much. You get a thigh cut. Usually I don't like thigh cuts, but I don't mind it so much here. You get the knee that bends all this way, and then you get a nice rock, and you get the ankle joint right there. The posability on this guy is freaking wild, man, and I don't feel like I'm gonna break it. I don't feel like it's brittle. It just feels really, really good. Solid Ryu, solid figure. Let's move into Fei Long. I love the face on Fei Long. They did a great job. They captured it again. Just that cartoony Capcom style. He's got a pretty simple costume, so it's really, there's not that much to it. You know, he's kind of shirtless, and then he's got the pants, but they did put some texturing on the pants, which I like. I love the job that they did just on the shoes and just the creasing on here, and the musculature is really nice. These things, or Street Fighter in general, very, very dependent on musculature. The art style just kind of promoted that, so I think that's important to nail. Storm Collectibles did a great job like nailing that as well, and I think these guys did too, in terms of just capturing that aesthetic. The articulation, you could just see he's got a lot of it. I mean, same deal with Ryu, up very well, side to side very well. You got the butterfly joints. You can do all kinds of like posing, bring those arms together. You get the bicep swivel. I forgot to mention Ryu does have the bicep swivel. Look at that. I'm just messing around, and already he looks like he's doing shit. I mean, check this out. Just a ton of personality. He can go back that much with his back, and he can crunch forward. You can crunch forward a lot with this guy. I mean, check this out, okay? Obviously, he's not restricted by the gi. And in terms of waist, I mean, check this out. He's just moving sideways on the waist. He's getting. Does he do a fireball? I don't think so. But if he was, he'd be getting it ready right there. And then just the thighs there, and like the thigh cuts and the articulation. Look at all of this beautiful articulation, and it's solid. I do not feel like I'm gonna break this thing. Okay. You got the double knee right there, and the hinge and everything. I mean, you can just go crazy with this guy. I love it. I love this FEI LONG. I love them both. Obviously, this RYU is going to be a lot more limited because of that gi, but I'm fine with it. And because it's Street Fighter, there's no real weapons that they have. Do any of the Street Fighters have weapons? I think, what's that dude's name? Rolento. He's got that nightstick, but for the most part, they're just fighting with their hands. So you get hands. RYU just comes with these two kind of like palm hands, Hadouken hands, and this is his extra head right here, just a snarling face. Does the job, I think, as well. And yeah, paint on this one is really clean. And then finally, you get this fireball, and the fireball comes with this neat little stand, and you can kind of pose it every which way. This stand is pretty solid too. What's neat, I don't know if you can see it, but he's got fireball hands in the fireballs. That's wild. That's funky. I don't know. Can you take this off? And I don't know if you can pull this off. I mean, this plastic is kind of soft, but I don't want to mess with it too much. But anyway, there is a hole underneath somewhere. I can't really find it right now. Come on, where are you? There you go. And you can just pop it in right here and then just have that fireball just getting flung, which is really, really cool. FEI LONG, here is his alternate head. It's subtle, but that is pretty good FEI LONG growling head. They did a really good job capturing him. I really, really love just his look here. And then he comes with two fists. He already had the fists on him, and I put these hands because these are more FEI LONG-ish. And then he comes with his kick fire that he does, okay? I think you just put his leg in this. I think it's a kick. I don't really use FEI LONG, but I think he can just kind of simulate that kick against RYU's fireball there. So yeah, pretty good addition, and the plastic is nice and soft as well. I don't have much to compare this to, so here's a Mafex Batman and a NECA Leonardo if you guys just want to sense a scale. Then I did remember that I have these two hanging around. These are the only Street Fighter Storm collectibles I have, is Cammy and that new Balrog that came out. The size differentiation is a little extreme when compared to Storm collectibles, but that is par for the course with Storm. Storm, they make great stuff, but they just run bigger, and they just kind of only scale with their things. Unless, you know, you just want a giant Balrog, which if you do, that's cool. If you just kind of want a giant Cammy, you know, if you're kind of into that stuff, you know, no judgments here. So that is the review of the Jada, Street Fighter, RYU, and FEI LONG, and I am in all all chips in on this line. I think this is a great start. This really impressed me. Jada Toys, I don't really have much experience with them. This is kind of my first, it's not my first Jada toy purchase. I did get the Count Chocula. Thought the Count Chocula was okay, leaved a few things to be desired. I did not do a review of this, but this line right here is very, very impressive for a Street Fighter line, and the bar was high, and I was I was almost expecting to shit on it, because I was like, come on, 25 bucks, how good can this be? But it's great, and I'm in on this line. So if you are at all interested in Street Fighter, if you're a Street Fighter lover, check out Jada Toys. Again, I hunted for it. I don't just have things given to me like other YouTubers that I won't mention. But you may be able to find it at Target. And if you can't, the retailers will have it soon. I think it's shipping this month, I want to say, June. If not, no, I think it's going to ship this month. I think that's what they said. The pre-orders for Chun-Li are also out, so I'm locked in on that. And I'm in on this line. Hopefully they keep the quality. Don't get too comfortable, Jada, okay? Yeah, I'm in, but you got to keep the quality up, okay? That's all I'm saying. So, yeah, that is all. I'll do some posing because it's just fun to pose these guys, so why not? And hopefully everybody who wants these figures can get them, because I recommend them, and they are going to get on some kind of list this year. Not just my own, but I'm sure other people as well are equally impressed. So that is all I got. Let me know what you guys think of the Jada Toys RYU and FEI LONG Street Fighter figures. The official beginning of this line that can go for a long, long time. That's the other thing with Street Fighters. Gigantic roster. So it can, this thing could get pretty expensive if you get all in. But that's what it's all about. Anyway, that is all I got. Comment, subscribe, drop me a like. Stay tuned for some poses in 3, 2, 1.